What if I told you that the legitimacy of the Pope, the most recognized religious leader on earth, has been a source of debate for over 1,000 years? And the deeper you dig, the more complex the story becomes. Billions of people see him as the direct successor to St. Peter, the first leader of the Church. But others argue the papacy was forged in the fires of politics, power struggles, and even periods of complete chaos. So today, we're going to explore a question that has echoed through the centuries. Is the Pope's authority truly legitimate? The entire foundation of the papacy rests on a single powerful moment in the Bible. Jesus turns to his disciple Simon and says, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." For Catholics, this is the cornerstone. It signifies that Jesus gave Peter a special authority, a leadership role that has been passed down through an unbroken chain of popes for 2 millennia. This is the concept of apostolic succession, and it's central to the Catholic faith. It's the idea that a divine mandate was given to one man and his successors for all time. But here's where the debate ignites. Many other Christian scholars, theologians, and historians look at that same passage and see something entirely different. They argue that Jesus wasn't creating a papal office or establishing a throne in Rome. Instead, they believe he was praising Peter's profound declaration of faith. The rock wasn't Peter the man, but his faith in Jesus as the Messiah. Some historians even claim that the very early Christian church wasn't structured with a single supreme leader at all. It was more of a decentralized network of communities, each led by its own elders and bishops. This raises the first huge question. Was the idea of a single pope leading the entire global church something Jesus intended, or was it a structure that developed over time? The Catholic Church stands by the claim that the line of succession from St. Peter to the current pope is solid and unbroken. But when you look at the historical record, things get complicated. It's far from a neat, straight line. There were periods in history like the Western Schism where not one, not two, but 3 different men all claimed to be the one true pope at the same time, each with his own followers and his own claims to legitimacy. For decades, powerful European kings and emperors meddled in papal affairs, appointing their preferred candidates and forcibly removing others. Church councils were convened to depose popes, declaring them invalid and labeling them anti-popes. Some popes were forced to resign under intense political pressure. So, the critics ask a very pointed question. If the line of succession was ever broken, confused, or manipulated, how can we be certain who the real successor was at any given point? This challenge of a fractured historical line is one of the strongest arguments against the idea of an unbroken, divinely guided succession. Then, there's the undeniable human element of the papacy. The Catholic doctrine of papal infallibility doesn't mean the pope is perfect or without sin. It applies only to specific, formal declarations on faith and morals. Popes are, after all, human beings. And history shows us a full spectrum of humanity in the papal office. There have been popes who were revered as saints, dedicating their lives to charity, peace, and spiritual guidance. But there have also been popes who were deeply entangled in political wars, who led lavish and corrupt lifestyles, and whose controversial decisions had massive and sometimes devastating consequences for entire nations. This leads to another profound question. If the office of the Pope is divinely ordained, how do we reconcile the fact that deeply flawed, power-hungry men sometimes held that position? Does legitimacy ultimately come from God? Or does it come from whichever individual or faction held enough earthly power at the time? Fast forward to today, and the Pope is a global figure unlike any other. He is a symbol of unity, a voice for peace, and a moral leader for over 1 billion Catholics. But his influence extends far beyond the Church. Millions of people, Catholic or not, look to him for guidance on issues from poverty to climate change. And at the same time, millions question his authority and the institution he represents. Some are convinced he is divinely appointed, the vicar of Christ on earth. Others see him as a powerful political and cultural influencer, the head of a global organization with immense wealth and reach. And when you think about it, you simply can't deny the immense power and influence the papacy holds, regardless of where you believe that power comes from. This brings us to a deeper truth about authority itself. Perhaps legitimacy isn't just about tracing a line back through history or citing a verse from Scripture. Maybe, in the end, legitimacy is also about who people choose to follow. The Pope's power today comes not just from tradition, but from the faith and trust that millions place in him. So, the question remains, is the Pope's authority legitimate? Is he the true successor of Peter, chosen by God to lead his church? Or is the papacy the remarkable, complex product of 2,000 years of human history, politics, faith, and tradition? One thing is absolutely certain. The papacy is one of the most enduring, influential, and fiercely debated institutions in human history. What do you think? Is the Pope's authority divine, or is it historical? I'd love to hear your perspective, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have a respectful conversation. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into history, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.